Today we're going to put this Shelter Logic garage in a box together. You can see the dimensions there are 12 by 24 by 8, so that's 12 wide, 24 long and 8 high. First step is basically to take out all these poles. And they all look to be the same size, they're pretty close. So we put them all in a pile according to the way they are coded with the numbers. So you can see that. That way we can just simply grab and go. On a side note, this mess that you're looking at in here, all the trees down and everything, this was all trees. We just kind of made this little pad. We cut the trees down and brought a tractor in and flattened it off as best we could to get the garage in here. So she's not looking too bad considering last week it looked like that. Diagram's not bad to follow, so you're just putting the pieces in, but you got to be careful. If you look at the part numbers, the 115 bolts, the 32s and the 114s are all in that bag. And we know this from, again, this is our second time doing one of these. It's really important to have the long ones when you need them. So my advice would be to separate them. So now you've got the short, the medium, and the long, and brutal packing. They're all in the same bag. So again, separate them at the beginning, or you're going to be fighting all the way through. So we're going to build all of the main structures, as you can see, the skeleton, I guess, and then we'll piece it all together at the same time. I'm not sure what the instructions say, but that's the way we're doing it. Just one little note here. These little elbows here, those brackets, you need the long bolts for that one. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to grab it through the bars, the two bars, and the little elbow there. So that's really important that you make sure you have the long ones for those, which is why we separated them at the beginning. So on these are the end pieces here. So there's going to be two of them. So when we put these bolts through, just call them show there. So what we're going to do is make sure that is fed from the outside in, so that the tarp isn't ripping it as we fed it from the inside out. So this is the opposite end that I showed you previously, and this is what I'm talking about. So now on this one, you want to make sure the bolt is going to the inside, because the tarp is going to be tight coming down here, and you don't want the tarp grabbing on the other side the end of that, because all that's going to do is rip. So you want that on the inside. The tarp is going to be here, and the opposite end, same idea, right? It would be the bolt would have went in the opposite. It would have went in from the back, coming through this way here, so it's flat on the back. So we've stood each little truss up, and we're just simply connecting the center pieces. And next will be the side pieces, and it's getting a little more stable as we go along. So for these side pieces for support, we're simply connecting. These are the 129s, and you put them together, put them into that bracket, and we're just putting a medium-sized bolt down there. It's doing the job. Coming together nicely. Every little bracket makes it that much more stable. So we're on our end piece, and you want to wrap this through here so we can expose that or leave that open to the bar that's going to come here and attach. One option would be to put, if you had that bar on, that would be fine, but you'd have to feed that black section through. Otherwise, we just left it off and then put the bar on after. So this final piece, we didn't attach any of the bars until the tarp was over it. And the same thing here. So you want to make sure that's open, because we're going to ratchet strap these at the bottom, and that will tighten everything up nice and tight. The straps are in the right spots there. Same thing on the right side of that one and on the right side of that, so that once we ratchet strap this from the bottom, everything is going to come in tight. So we put these bars on, and we noticed all we have to do is simply just make sure that's fine. That just goes around the pole. We did it here, you can see, and here. And when we bring this up, this will work. Back tarp on. Not tight, of course, but it's on. Front tarp. Just again, we got tripped up on this the first time we did it, so they have to go on the outside of those, or the inside, I guess, whatever you consider the outside of the inside, on the inner side of the actual shelter. And again, feed it through that center pole, if you put the pole on. If not, put it on and make sure that the black is on the bottom part, so it'll grab the pole when you're tightening it, the ratchet strap. And same thing there. Then we put our feet on. I might want to add, in case anybody is watching this, this is as flat as I might say it is far from flat. We're just looking for a safe place to put this, where it's going to be protected from the winter and the wind, because we get a lot of wind here. The ocean is not far, and you can see the river is right here. So we do get a lot of wind in the winter, and we just simply want a place to put this where it's sheltered slightly. You can see it's surrounded by trees. We cleared this area here. It's not perfectly flat, but it's flat enough. We're going to back our boat in, and we have some four-wheelers and bicycles and stuff like that that will be protected by the elements, from the elements.